Oh, hey, Snoogums. I have a confession to make. I love reading wedding drama. Like, I cannot stop reading wedding drama. I love weddings. I love being at weddings, but the drama that goes on there is unmatched. Marty doesn't have an intro. Let's just get into it. Loki ASMR. It's not funny, whatever. Am I the a-hole for having high expectations for my bachelorette party? Let's see. Throwaway and a mobile account. That's gonna get good. I, 25 female, am getting married to my wonderful fiance, 31 male, this fall. A week ago, I had a bachelorette party. While most girls dream of their wedding, I dreamt about my bachelorette weekend. Oh, you are a hot mess kind of girl, are you not? No, I'm joking. We don't know that yet, but maybe I'm right. I put a lot of planning into this weekend, made a lot of phone calls, reservations, everything basically. I don't actually know how this works with weddings, but I thought the maid of honor was supposed to do your bachelorette party. Not that I would want that. I'm a control freak. Like, I'll do it myself. This is not about me, so whatever. Thursday night to Sunday morning, me and 25 of my closest girlfriends rented a house. 25? How many close girlfriends do you have? 25? Am I just not good at making friends? Am I the...
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am.
That is not normal, right? Like, if I look up like my close friends, I would say that there's like 5 really close friends max. Yeah, 25 of your closest girlfriends. So there's even more. Were you in a sorority? How do you get 25 close friends, especially when you're 25? I'm 26. I am really bad at keeping up whatever. Okay, let's not make this about me. That is either very impressive or you don't actually have close friends at all. Because I feel like you cannot be close with 25 people. Like, not close, what I consider close. But maybe that is also very subjective. We read like 2 sentences. I should shut it. From the start, it was a disaster. Yeah, try planning something with 25 people. Like that is... I had told my girls to get to the house early on Thursday so they could decorate and set up before I got there. See, maybe this is why your maid of honor should plan it, because you as the bride telling your friends, hey, get there early and like make it look nice for me is a little weird, no? Like, if you're gonna take care of everything, you should probably decorate it too, whatever. Sorry, I'm so feisty today. Whatever. I got zoomies, I think. Well, I got to the house at 3 and they weren't done decorating, so that bummed me out because I wanted that wow moment when I came and I saw the setup. I felt robbed, but we still had a decent first night. I'm not gonna lie, I only read a little bit, but you sound like a nightmare. I do not know how you got 25 people to be friends with you. Is that too harsh? That's maybe a little bit too harsh. Okay. You do sound like a nightmare though. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll show you attitude. No. Stay happy.
Also that I felt robbed, but we still had a decent first night. Like, girl, if this is a moment that was really important to you, you should have talked about that with the maid of honor and like let her kind of take care of it, because you being like, I want it to be this way and then getting disappointed when it's not the way you want is like kind of crazy. But okay, whatever. Next. Friday, I woke everyone up at 7 a.m. to make breakfast and get ready because we had a packed day. Vineyards, boat, lunch, happy hour drinks, then dinner and clubs. I was getting shaded on all afternoon because people said they were being rushed from place to place and had to carry changes of clothes all day, but we only had limited time in the city and I wanted to make the most of it. Girl, be for real. Like, be so for real. This sounds horrible. I would leave literally the first day. You're supposed to have fun. You cannot plan fun like that. Like, of course you can make a planning of stuff you want to do, but this is kind of crazy. Like, making people take changes of clothes, like, I'm really sorry, but getting ready is like 90% of the fun. Like, getting ready for dinner, getting ready for clubs, not just like that. That's, oh my God, girl, with 25 people also like that. This is crazy. I already get the verdict now. Saturday was worse. We had brunch at 9 a.m. and no one was awake in time, so it only ended up being me and a few loyal bridesmaids. Oh my God, you sound like the worst person ever. Oh my God. We went shopping after for a few hours. When we got back to the house, no one was even apologetic, even though I was close to tears all day. Get over yourself. Genuinely, get over yourself. The last straw for me was later that night when we were going to dinner and nobody was wearing the matching shirts we got for the weekend. This cannot be real. Like, I'm sorry. This cannot be real. People cannot actually be like this. Can they? I hope not. But then they wouldn't have that many friends. Whatever. People wanted to wear their own stuff, but that's not what we agreed on, even though my maid of honor notified everyone. At that point, I said, F it, this weekend was ruined, and locked myself in my room to cry. It was even worse when I came out a few hours later and half the girls had gone out anyway, without me, aka the actual bride. Are you in middle school? Is my question. Because I know you're 25, but you do realize that this is insane. Like, you cannot be writing this and think that people are gonna agree with you. Like, this is literally from your perspective, so you're probably not even, like, saying the worst things here. You're just, like, trying to make it look as good as possible from your perspective, and still it looks so bad. Like, that is just impressive, not gonna lie. I ended up driving home early on Sunday and left the house a mess for the girls to pick up because I was so upset. Now it's been almost a week, no one has really texted me except some bridesmaids and the maid of honor. You left the house a mess for them to clean up? Girl, you... Oh my god. Oh my god. Told you about the wedding drama, though. Like, this is not even a wedding, and it's already, like, that's crazy. I want to hear more about the wedding. I know I sound bridezilla-ish. Ish? I don't know, girl. But these are supposed to be my friends, and we were supposed to celebrate me all weekend, and I felt neglected, and I'm really upset. I understand these expectations may seem like a lot, but I made my expectations clear to the group, and they just let me down so bad. Tell me, am I the a-hole? Girl, first, I think you should have talked to them at the weekend. It's like, hey, these were my expectations, and I'm a little hurt that they're not being, like, met. I, at the same time, think you cannot get mad at people for not meeting certain expectations, because this is a lot to expect. And also, you're not listening whatsoever to their feelings. If they're like, hey, I'm sorry, but this is a bit much, and like carrying all this stuff around and blah, blah, blah. And you seem to just be like, yeah, but it's my weekend, so just do it. Like, you're not listening to their feelings. So why should they listen to your feelings? You know, like, and I feel like you're being quite unreasonable. Here's an edit because people are asking me the same questions. 1. Yes, I have 25 people who genuinely want to celebrate with. 6 of them are in my wedding party, and the other 19 were college friends, childhood friends, work friends, etc. I'm still gonna guess you were in a sorority. 2. Maid of honor sent out the itinerary months ago. It was very clear the activities I planned and their prices per person. If someone had wanted to skip out, it wouldn't be a problem, but all the girls paid accordingly. So they knew what they were getting themselves into. Edit 2. Well, I'm very clearly the a-hole. I've decided to apologize for wanting one weekend to be about me. I need to rethink my friend group and make some changes to the wedding invite list. Thanks. Also, in that edit, just the tone you write that in, it just tells me everything I need to know. Also, the post got archived. Like, you take zero responsibility. Like, the part where you're like, I'm very clearly the a-hole, and then I've decided to apologize for wanting one weekend to be about me. I feel like it is not just one weekend, though, is it? I think everything always kind of needs to be about you. Are you a Leo? No, I'm joking. I'm a Leo. I wouldn't be like this, I'll tell you that much. I need to rethink my friend group and make some changes to the wedding invite list. Whatever. Girl, whatever. Big whoopee whatever for you. Let's read a couple of comments, okay? In case I missed something. Thread is now locked. I think people really got mad at this. Okay, first comment. You're the a-hole for all the control and then running off crying. No, you can't control 25 other women. Your expectations were too high. Also, who has 25 friends? This seems like a sorority craziness. That's what I said. That is what I said. It just kind of sounds like you just kept that many friends, like even very casual friends around just because you wanted a lot of attention, you know? Like the same you wouldn't have gotten from like just your bridal party. Wait until you're 38. I struggle to find a third person for an 8-second emergency pickup. That's so real because I'm really sorry, but life gets in the way. You get busy. How do you keep up with so many friends? It's unimaginable to me. Everybody's just really getting hung up on the 25 friends. As did I. Okay, this is an interesting comment. You're the a-hole. 25 people is not your closest friends. That is a large group of acquaintances, which also includes your closest friends. I guarantee you that not all of them consider you to be their best friend. This means you were dragging people who were trying to politely support an extended member of their friend group into a huge elaborate event where every detail had to be micromanaged for your personal benefit. You even complained that some of them did their own thing while you were pouting and hiding away from everyone rather than sit patiently at the door for you to once again grace them with your presence. Yes, you sound like a bridezilla. That's so true. Also, like, what did you expect? All 25 of them to just like get into the room and like, oh my god, no, don't be sad. We're so sorry. Like, girl, be for real. This is such childish stuff. Like, are you a little kid that didn't get what you wanted for the birthday? Okay, I feel like I'm going in really hard. Let's go to the next one. I don't like the person I'm turning into right now. Okay, I found one with an update. It's a little bit longer, but I think it will be good. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my siblings to my wedding? Let's see. My sister, 34 female, and her husband, 36 male, got married 3 months ago. I, 30 female, was appointed maid of honor. I was so excited to help her plan her wedding, and I took on most of the work since I was unemployed at the time and she's a doctor. I won't get into details, but take note she didn't have a wedding planner. It was all me. Ooh, that's a rough start already. Also, even if you don't have a job, I'm sure you have stuff to do, like other than doing everything for her wedding, but whatever. That is nice. I'm just noting that. I think it's nice that you did that. Should you have? No, but I think it's nice. The time leading up to the wedding, I was miserable because of how the bride treated me. Killer. No, I'm joking. I can't say that. I felt like her own personal slave that she felt she could kick around because she's the bride. Just because you're a bride doesn't mean you get a free pass to be a B-word. It does not say B-word, but I didn't read it out. Many times I wanted to just step out of the wedding party, but I kept telling myself to just bite my tongue and keep the peace because she's probably just stressed. You sound like a people pleaser. And not in like a derogatory way. Like, I get it. Used to be me. I think a lot of people were, but you do sound like one. But I think I'm not the only one who told you that after this story, probably. After doing so much for her, she refused to invite my fiance, even if we've been together for 12 years, but invited my siblings' partners who have been around for only 2 or 3 years. That is mental. That is insane. That is bullying. That is this, that is that, that is that. It is mean. At this point, probably sooner, but I feel like this should be like the last point where you're like, yeah, so I'm not going and I'm canceling everything. That's what I would do. But maybe I'm just being a little messy today because I'm feeling rambunctious. Like for 12 years? Come on. Oh, it's so weird anyway. Even if they were together for 1 year, it's weird. Because she already maid of honor. Like, how is she not? Whatever. Okay. It's fine. My sister and her guy dated for a year before they got engaged, so we don't really know him too well. She said that she didn't want my fiance around because people would be asking about my own wedding since they've all been waiting for us to get married for a while. I refused to do any more work for her wedding until she apologized to me and invited my fiance, which she did. Not exactly sincerely, but whatever. I was hurt that she wasn't even grateful for anything that I had done for her and her dream wedding because it was expected of me to help. I kind of forgot that this is your actual sister. In my head, for some reason, I thought she was like your sister-in-law, but this is your sister. Not inviting your fiance, like, that you've been with for 12 years. This is your sister doing this to you. That is crazy. What? Do not go to the wedding. Do not go there. This woman obviously does not give a flying poopy about you, okay? Like, this is horrible. How can you treat someone like this, let alone your sister? I think it's good that you're standing up for yourself here, even if it's a little late, but I do understand that if it's your sister, you might be a bit more, like, lenient with stuff where you're like, okay, I get it, she might be stressed, but this is really horrible behavior. Cut to the day of the wedding, and everything was fine. The ceremony was beautiful, and the couple was happy. I was happy for my sister. I wouldn't be. I would have made a scene. But who am I? But a messy little girl. I'm not little. Not even petite. By the time we got to the reception venue, I noticed that my fiance and I were on a separate table from my family. They were at the VIP table, and I was cast aside to sit at the furthest table right beside the kitchen. Girl. I figured there was a mistake. You think? Do you think that was a mistake? Okay. If you say so. I figured there was a mistake and I calmly asked the bride about it since she handled the seating plan. She looked me dead in the eye and said there's no mistake. That's where we belong. At the kids' table and far away. Girl, leave. Take your present and leave. Make a scene. What in the world is this? We were seated with 7 to 14-year-olds. That is my nightmare. I would get them all drunk. No, I wouldn't. Stop saying this stuff, Marty. You would not do that. Ignore the problematic stuff I'm saying. Don't actually do that. That is obviously illegal. I am just being a little jester. The groom overheard us and agreed with me, but kept quiet when my sister gave him this "don't you dare agree with me" look. Okay. Some of the little whips. At the end of the night, the groom apologized to my parents for what happened to me and said he had no clue his bride did that. But he didn't say a word to me as his bride told him not to. Cringe. Because of this, I decided to not make an issue and just try to enjoy the remainder of the night with my partner, but I wouldn't make a maid of honor speech. I cannot believe you stayed. Also, why are you the maid of honor? This woman clearly hates you. I don't get why she would pick you. I mean, maybe you're her only friend. That does sound plausible, reading this. Having the maid of honor sit at the kids' table with her husband, like, the thing I also find kind of stupid is, like, everybody can see this. Like, her sister / maid of honor and her husband are at the kids' table, like, super far away. And nobody's gonna look at that and be like, oh, she must really be rude. Like, no. The sister looks horrible in this. My parents noticed where I was and got upset at the situation as well. My siblings knew very well I wasn't at their table, but didn't bother looking for me or wondering why I wasn't seated there. Are you a little bit the black sheep of the family, perhaps? Because, like, your family sounds pretty horrible. I mean, it's good that your parents, like, thought it was weird, but your siblings kind of suck. When they heard I wasn't making a speech, my two brothers walked to my table to tell me off, saying I had to understand my sister and the stress of being a bride, be nice to her because it's her special day and you're only a bride once. Yeah, right. I bet they'll get a divorce. That I'm a disgrace and a disgusting disappointment for not doing a speech for my sister. That I would make my sister sad and I was being selfish for making the night about me when I was literally quiet in a corner. Oh my god, I cannot believe they said that to you. How are they like, oh yeah, it's fine that you have to sit at the kids' table and not with the actual family, but you're not making a speech? You disgraceful, what is wrong with you? How do you not have values or an ethical compass whatsoever? But why make you maid of honor? That is the part I don't understand. I don't get that. Anyway, needless to say, I wasn't having the best time. So we got up and left, as you should. We ended up at McDonald's for dinner and I posted a story of us getting burgers saying post-wedding meal. I made sure I posted it after the reception ended to not make it look like I ditched, but my siblings saw this as an attack to my sister somehow. And maybe it is a little bit. You know, maybe it is a little bit. And that is fine, because it's not even as bad as anything she or they have done. Up to this day, the bride says she did nothing wrong and her reasoning for putting me there was 1. I didn't plan her wedding exactly like she envisioned during the process, so I deserve to sit there when I was doing everything she told me she wanted. Also, not your job. Get a wedding planner. What the 2, she didn't like that I looked pretty in my gown. And 3, I needed to be punished for insisting to bring my fiance. I cannot believe you stayed as long as you did. I would have left immediately. That type of disrespect? No, absolutely not. Especially not from your own family. I didn't plan for my own wedding yet, as I wanted to be 100% focused on hers. Plus, she banned me from getting married before her since she's older. Again, because I didn't want the drama, I agreed. She sounds horrible. But now I don't want anyone there except my parents and a few close friends. My parents agree with me, but my siblings are upset calling me childish. But to be completely honest, I just don't feel like paying for poopy people. Super fair. Mine is a destination wedding and my fiance and I are paying for everything. These are our savings and I don't feel like splurging on these people. They, along with my grandparents and cousins, are all saying I'm wrong. But hey, if I was excluded from being a sibling at my sister's wedding and no one cared, then why would you be upset if I excluded you in return? Exactly. Amen. I don't think we even need to read the comments because I think it's pretty clear. Anyway, there's an update. Final update. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my siblings to my wedding? No. I know a number of you have been waiting and I swear this is as soon as I could post. I'm sorry. I promise I'll explain. The wedding. I absolutely enjoyed wedding planning with my husband. Yay. If you ever decide to get married, do a small wedding. You'll live longer, I swear. I believe you, but I have over 25 close friends, so I can't do that. I'm joking. Obviously. We told our friends and families that we were pushing the wedding back and wanted to do a destination bachelor/bachelorette trip first. Oh my god, tongue breaker. Sorry. Not my first language. Okay? Not even my second. Not even my third, actually. No, okay, just my third language. Okay, brag. They had no idea we were actually getting married on this trip. Smart. Keep them in the dark. We got to Boracay 3 days before everyone for some us time. When friends arrived, we did all the fun island activities. Is it Bora Bora? Am I just dumb? The night before our wedding, we asked everyone to be up at 7 for breakfast and to dress up in tropical beach outfits for cute pics. We told them to pack this beforehand. Once everyone was there, my husband told them that we were to be married at 4 p.m. and this was actually an elopement. The excitement from all our friends will forever be a core memory. That's so cute. It's the best. I'm actually crying. Oh my god. I'm really in a mood today. Oof. Okay, hormones. It's the best feeling to actually have people genuinely happy for you. Us girls did each other's hair and makeup, cried and hugged a lot, while the boys had a good time drinking and playing football. We had our phones and an old digital camera that we'd pass around, and that was it for our event photos. That's really cute. I also like that you did it this simply. Like, it's just love. It's cute. Surprises were our thing since we began dating, and it was just so sweet that we both thought to do the same for our wedding. I love flowers, but I didn't want to bother finding a supplier here. We did have someone help us with all the requirements, but that was it. I just got flowers for the luncheon instead. Well, my husband decided to speak to the hotel to surprise me. He knew my favorite flowers and made the prettiest bouquet ever. He also had the church filled, and I ruined my makeup, ugly crying when I walked in. Goosebumps. Can you see? No. For my husband, he is extremely close with his brother, so I made sure to fly them out to surprise him too. He needed his best men there, and I was happy to have them. You deserve this. I'm so happy you did it this way. I don't even know you. Just sitting here bawling. It's getting a little moist in the Eiler area. We said our I-dos and headed to the hotel for dinner by the beach for a boodle fight. Nothing fancy, but we were happy. The luncheon before the elopement. I sent my seating plan to our family group chat because I didn't want them to make a scene on the day. Everyone thought these were the seating plans for our reception. Well, here's where my pettiness shows. Yeah, get into it. My head table consisted of us, our parents, and my husband's bros. Bros. Not brothers, just bros. All my siblings were at both ends of the long table. My favorite slap in the face, though, was the table for one way in the back, tagged breastfeeding area with my sister's name on the chair. She was livid. I simply said I was looking out for her. I expected she'd want some privacy. No hard feelings, just thinking ahead. I guess she'll be glad that she's not coming. That is so petty. I love it. My siblings refused to come because they saw my elopement as an act of disrespect, especially since my brothers-in-law were there. They called our relatives to tell them not to come. Some were upset I could do that to family, and they did not agree with our union. I'm happy to report that from 127 guests, only 58 were coming, so I cut my budget over by half. Sounds like a win to me. Does it? Does it now? What I don't get with so many people is that nobody called you like, hey, what's the story? You know, like check in why you do that and not just be like, oh my god, that's so rude, we're not coming, while they did the same to you. Honestly, F your family. Kill them. No, don't kill them. Don't do that. Good. Financial win. And honestly, emotional win, because it sounds like the elopement was honestly so beautiful and just you surrounded by the people you love and that love you. It's a good detail too, you know? The venue was my husband's small family farm, which was so beautiful that I didn't need to spend a lot on decor at all. Music was just a Spotify playlist we made. Photos, prenup, beach, and lunch were all made by my friends. Cake was baked by me and my mom 2 nights before. Flowers I bought myself from the morning market and arranged with my girls. My dress was just one I had in my closet. Food, we asked people to bring over potluck meals instead of gifts if they wanted to. We still had our pizza oven, pretzel cart, and coffee bar that we paid for instead of a caterer. E-invites were designed by us and sent via email. Since my siblings all didn't want to attend, only Bridezilla's hubby got an invite with no option for a +1. Her C-section was scheduled a week before my wedding. Did she notice I planned for her to miss the luncheon? Yes. Yes, she did. It was magical. It was such an evil laugh, oh my god. Us being unaffected upset them even more. But I've come to realize that the louder you try to force people to side with your opinions and your narrative, the more toxic, unhinged, narcissistic you are. No, I didn't need to go no contact with them all because they all decided to be no contact with me. I didn't even need to try. Blessings left and right. I love like the positive way you're looking at it, because honestly, it doesn't sound like your family did a lot for you emotionally as well as literally anything. So honestly, good on you for being so like positive about it. For those blaming my parents, none of my siblings were neglected. If anything, they gave my sibs so much more time and freedom to compensate for all the attention I needed. Remember, these kids are grown adults. My parents are seniors. They told my siblings off for being gigantic gaping a-holes, but what else can they do really? Put them in timeout? Exactly, like these are adults. You know, that woman is like, what, 35, 36 now? No, sorry. That's not your parents' problem anymore. I'm just really glad that your parents are on your side with this. I'm really happy with that. Because that's not always the case, you know? Since both our parents wanted to pitch in, they helped us with a down payment on a house instead. Great. Amazing. We surprised them with a 1-week vacation each to Amampulo. We saved so much from our wedding and luncheon that we just wanted to show how much we love and appreciate their support and love. I think that's really sweet of you. Very thoughtful. Lastly, any extra food and flowers were either taken home by guests or donated. Yeah, great. That just made everything more special. Nothing going to waste, everything taken care of so well, saving a lot of money, getting toxic people out. Like, it's perfect. What a happy ending. We're almost there. Thank you all for following along. It was empowering to know I wasn't alone and enlightening to hear that this type of sibling abuse isn't actually normal. This is your kitty table maid of honor finally signing off. P.S. I was told this reached TikTok and YouTube fits, so fam, if this reaches you, welp. For those of you telling me it's my privileged A, that's not trying to understand these humans and their childhood while playing victim for myself. I'm tired. Not to mention, really hurt and pretty traumatized from today's events. Believe whatever you want to, but I believe I made the right decision. Heck, I'll even give you their details so you could be best friends. Chapter closed. Wonderful ending. I think we don't even need to tell you. Like, you're obviously not the a-hole. I think the way your siblings are to you is absolutely atrocious. Like, that is not okay. And I think the way you handled it was so good. It was petty. I'll say that, like, it was petty, and I do understand that. I wouldn't say that you were the bigger person in the way of, like, the table setting with her, like, all the way in the back. Do I think it's justified? 100%. But, like, in that regard, I do get that people are like, okay, that's a little mean. But I think you're perfect, and I think you handled it perfectly, and I'm so glad that you had such a wonderful wedding. In the comments, you are a queen. Crushed it 10 out of 10. Exactly. Okay, let's do a short one, and then I'm gonna put my fan back on. Do I low-key look like an axolotl with whatever my hair is doing right now? Okay, last little story just to end the video on. Am I the a-hole for telling a wedding guest that he can either eat what's served or go without? Well, in Dutch we have a saying, je eet wat de pot schaft. You eat what the pan gives. That's how I was raised. You're just gonna eat whatever you're served. That would actually be a better translation. But you know what? I am hot. Thank you. It is hot in here, and my brain is not working. I, mid-20s female, am getting married. We have sent our invites, and they are slowly starting to come back to us. We have family across the globe, and with our postal service strikes, we decided to send them out early. Smart. Thinking ahead. Like it. We invited one of our friends, mid-20s female, and our partner, late-20s male. Her partner has been difficult. They tend to do that. When we sent out the invites, he called me asking if the options on the invite were the only ones available. The options are grilled salmon with a lemon caper sauce, grilled chicken, or mushroom stroganoff. Good options? That's very wedding food, you know? Like, I think that is... They all sound delicious. The salmon and chicken... I also feel like fish, chicken, and vegetarian, like that is good options to have to a wedding. Also, like, the partner of your friend calling you with this before your wedding is kind of crazy. The salmon and chicken come with baby potatoes and seasonal vegetables. I told him these were the only options and we wouldn't be adding more, but they can be amended if he has dietary preference. One of our guests is a dairy-free vegetarian and the stroganoff is being made vegan for them. He said he didn't like fish or mushrooms and thinks chicken is a bit plain for a wedding before settling on the chicken. Sorry. So the partner of your friend calls you about the food and then insults the food because he just wants something different. Like, it's not even like a dietary thing. He's just like, chicken is a bit plain for a wedding, so could you make something else for me maybe? Because I'm such an important guest. That's crazy. Oh my God. And he's like in his late 20s too. Wow. I would uninvite him on the spot. I would like, oh, you don't like the food? Don't come. Just don't. Don't eat you there. I don't care. I was just being nice to my friend. Whatever. A couple days later, he calls to change his mind and decides he will have the salmon. He then proceeded to jump between all three options a couple of times, each time finding a reason why he didn't want it. Salmon tastes too fishy, the chicken will be dry, stroganoff is too heavy for a wedding meal, etc. Oh my God. And he's calling you about this before the wedding? How important does he think he is? If you think it's too heavy, like the stroganoff, just eat a little bit. If you think the salmon's too fishy, don't have it. If you think the chicken will be dry, suck it up. Oh my God. That is so frustrating. I really wonder how you were in these conversations, because I would have genuinely been like, okay, then don't come. I don't care. This morning, I got a call from my caterer, who's his partner's brother. So of your friend, the brother of your friend. And he's contacted her. Wait, what? Caterer, what? Whatever. He's contacted her asking if she can make him his own specific meal. He's asking for expensive steak, vegetables, and boiled potatoes and peppercorn sauce. This is insane. That is calling the caterer? Okay, diva. I'm sorry, this is so stupid because, like, you're getting a free meal. The options sound amazing, and then calling the crazy. This is so crazy. Come on. I'll admit I saw red and called him annoyed that he tried to go around me and order what he wanted. The caterer laughed at him and told him that he had the options available and just to pick one. When I called him, I told him that he will be having the chicken and that if he doesn't like it, then he can just go without, as I won't have him calling the caterer to order something completely different. He wasn't happy when I told him. He argued I was being a bridezilla and that I needed to get off my high horse. Yeah, no, she's being such a bridezilla. His partner has also been in touch, constantly sending me messages about how I know that he needs to have a proper meat at every meal, otherwise he's so sick, and that fish and chicken won't sustain him, and that it's just one steak. It's not like he's asking you to serve him a cow. What do you think steaks are made of? I can't believe she's having his back. Like, uninvite them both. This is ridiculous. Ungrateful pieces of... It's ridiculous. He can go without red meat for one meal. It won't kill him. Oh my God, I actually know someone like this. I don't know if I can tell this story. This is really crazy. I need to send this story to a friend of mine because we had a Christmas dinner one time and it was like a vegetarian Christmas dinner and someone brought like a steak themselves because they were like, yeah, I need to get my meat in. But I also feel like that is just like, it's one day. Like, you'll live. It's okay. I don't know if I'm going to leave this in, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Am I the a-hole for suggesting that he gets what he is served or goes without? No. What? Edit. Sorry, I wrote this when tired. The caterer is a friend's brother. He said no to making the steak. He's not a fan of the partner. I can't imagine why. Sarcasm. The friend and her partner have tried again to get him the steak. I've told them that she's welcome to attend, but he is no longer invited. She's not coming to the wedding, and as far as I can tell, she blocked me on social media. Oh well, she clearly wasn't the friend I thought she was if she was this upset over a steak. Honestly, though. Come on. Come on. Why did I say it like that? We can read some comments, but I feel like it's pretty obvious that you're not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. I've never seen a post here more clear-cut. Is it too late to uninvite the pair of them? And then someone said, it's never too late until they're saying I do. Actually, scratch that. They can kick them out even before everyone leaves for the reception. Yeah, OP, if these two come to your wedding, they're going to make it miserable. Just text them. After all the text, calls, and blank contacting my caterer, we think it would be better if the both of you didn't come to the wedding. We don't want you to spend the night miserable and hating your food. Someone's really mad. It's like, I really hate posts like the OPs. What a tremendously obvious situation. You are not the a-hole. Why waste everyone's goddamn time with this question? I get it. Like, you would need to know. Not everybody knows. But obviously you're not the a-hole. And maybe you just want like some people to be like, yeah, they suck. I don't know. Nice to hear another perspective. But I feel like there's not another perspective here. Like, they are just horrible people. Anyway, love you. Bye.